The men's hockey team steps out of conference play this weekend to host Alaska at the Kohl Center. Both Friday and Saturday's games will start at 7 p.m. Saturday's game will feature a 10-year anniversary celebration for the 2006 NCAA championship team. Head coach Mike Eaves is here and will take questions. Andy?
Mike, what's the, in your mind, what's the legacy of that 06 team?
The legacy, one of the legacies might be the fact that we're only having 2 guys coming back for the reunion because everybody else either coaching or still playing somewhere in the world. So that's pretty neat. That speaks to the level of that team. What else jumps into my mind is is how that team grew to become a championship team. We had such a good record going out into Colorado, coming back from there, and then a week later, Brian's out for 4 to 6 weeks with a knee, and we put a freshman goalie in, and we kind of flounder a little bit. And then when Brian gets back, we go to Mankato, and we lose 2 there, and Brian's in the net, and it's like, well, we thought it was going to change once he got back in there. But that was a turning point for the team because that's when they really grew together and grabbed the reins. And I think we only lost 1 game out of the last 11. So that something that appeared to be a real negative turned out to be the final piece of that team coming together. To me, that's what resonates about that team.
Jeff?
Mike, stepping out of conference this week, does that give you an opportunity coming off a difficult loss to Minnesota to maybe work on some things, examine some things, and what's your number one concern moving forward coming off that loss Saturday night?
Coming off that loss, it was disappointing. Didn't see it coming, especially Saturday night in front of a big crowd, and didn't expect to have Luke Cunnin out of the lineup or see our freshman goalie, who's been pretty good for us, struggle as he did. But I think that grabs our attention and says, okay, what do we have to go back to in terms of the things that we can control? And that's been our focus yesterday and today, and taking a look at practice and going back to those basic foundational blocks of making sure that, A, we're working hard, B, we're playing smart, and we're doing things together as a team. So we'll go back and begin with the one-on-one situations and make sure that those building blocks are in place and go from there. So it's about controlling the things that we can control with the building blocks.
When you put Matt back in, do you think he'll benefit from the experience that transpired even in the third period on Saturday?
We hope so. I had talking to Jeff Sanger about it, and the whole process, I think, is part of his growth. Talk about mental toughness. That is a big part of what he's going through. And I know Jeff is going to meet with the goalies today and go back on the ice. And for them, it's the same thing. It's getting back down to basics. And he's fighting it right now, and we all know that confidence is such a big piece, so he needs to go out and work on some fundamentals and feel the puck and know that he can stop it as he has done all year for us.
Just listening to Cameron Hughes in the postgame on Saturday, he was very mature about things too. While a goaltender might be blamed for what happened, he said it was everybody. And I think that's probably a good message that the entire team can hear, right?
Oh, and that's who this group is all about. When we lost in Michigan State, Patty Sexton fell down to the blue line, hit a rut and fell, and they went in and scored. And he wanted to get up at the team meal after and apologize for the boys. He felt so bad. And Ryan Wags says, Patty, sit down. It's all of us. And, that's the kind of mentality, and that's a healthy mentality to have.
Your team has had some good moments as it's grown this season, but is it concerning to see it kind of take a step back in a rivalry series like that?
It's disappointing. You sure don't want that to happen. But in saying that, even with that 06 team, who would have predicted that we would have had that stumble there in the middle of the season with them? So it is what it is, and we have to handle it as a coaching staff to make sure that we grab the attention of these young guys and get back to the basics so that we can continue to grow in the right direction.
Have you heard anything from the Big Ten office about potential additional sanctions against Eddie Whitko?
Well, we have heard from them, and we're gonna look at an appeal because we're not happy with it. Now, I don't know if that's gonna go anywhere, but before we make it public, we're gonna make that call and see what we can do.
Any chance that we'll see Luke Cunnin this weekend, or no?
Well, based on how he was yesterday, I'm hopeful. Yes, things had gotten a wee bit better for him, and we anticipate him going on the ice today to see how it feels.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.
All right.